Hi, Paul Sack. It's Good News Planet. I'm speaking to Mike Shoreman. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today, Paul?
I'm real good. I'll also say we're part of the Water Hour. We have a show called the Water Hour. We've been involved with the International Day of Water, and uh, and Mike has his story begins, I believe, a little bit of watery. The unbalanced paddleboarder. Mike, I said yes. Okay, he said yes to something, but his life has gone up and down, but it's up and now, and we're going to learn about that. And thank you for agreeing to speak with us. Tell us a little bit about your all the things going on with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me and for asking. So a little bit about me. I'm a former paddleboarder. So for those who are watching, listening, who don't know what paddleboarding is, it is essentially surfing, like you're on a board with a paddle, and it helps you direct where you're going. So I fell in love with the sport of it, and I decided I wanted to make it a profession. So so I set out to do that after several years, and um, and I built up this business, this life, and I became a coach, a professional paddleboarder, and I taught for quite some time, and it was this amazing thing. I did it in front of the Toronto skyline. I don't know if you've been to Toronto. I know you're in Montauk area, but
I have been to Toronto.
so Toronto's got a great skyline, one of the great ones. So I used to teach right in front of the skyline at sunset, and like planes would land over us, and then it was great. I got to see people go from being really nervous and anxious to being confident, and it was one of my favorite things. Um, the unfortunate part about it is, you know, on the northeast side, you can only do it for 6 months a year. So I flew out to California to set up a business partnership, and I did, and I was really excited. I was going to be in California, several months of the year doing that, and I came back and I got really sick, almost instantly. So what happened was, are you familiar with chicken pox, Paul?
I'm familiar. I know it was most people, if they get it, they get it at a young age, and
Yeah.
it has
So
complications throughout a life, possibly.
yeah, so I got chicken pox when I was a kid, and then chicken pox it stays in our systems, and it can like dormant, and it can come back, and it comes back as shingles. And when shingles comes back and attacks your eye or your ear, it's called Ramsey Hunt syndrome. And in 5 days, it attacked my ear, and my life changed. My face collapsed on my one side. I lost a bunch of hearing in this ear that still hasn't returned. My speech was significantly impaired, vertigo, dizziness, and then I couldn't really walk. So I went from being this really healthy, athletic, fun guy to not really being able to walk from the living room to the kitchen of my parents' home, who now had to look after me. So, you know, business gone, independence gone, social life gone, and it just crashed, and it was really tough. I It's very similar to, I think, what a lot of people are going through right now, struggling with, isolation, losing their jobs, mental health, components of it. And doctors said, you're never going to paddleboard, you're never going to fly. Going in car trips is going to make you dizzy and make you feel sick. Um, and and I eventually went to get help. My parents said, you need help, so we're going to take you to get help, and that was the first time that I really said yes to doing the hard work that was needed to be done. And it led to so much. So much good came from that. I developed a relationship with a mentor, somebody who had also gone through that. It's a very rare condition, but I got out the Google and I looked up famous people and my condition, and I found out that the founder of P90X, the fitness guru Tony Horton, he had it 1 year earlier than me, and it put him in a wheelchair. So I contacted him and I built this relationship, and he encouraged me. He said, you're not done. Keep fighting. Like you've got this. And confidence was built along the way. And, I got back on a paddleboard when they said I couldn't do it. And it lasted a few minutes, and that gave me confidence to do it again for another 3 minutes, and then another 3 minutes sitting down, and then 5 and 7, and then I stood up. And then I entered a speaking competition, which is, I'd never really done speaking before, and this was North America's largest inspirational speaking competition, called Speaker Slam. And I sent in an application, and they said, yes, we want you. So I gave a speech called I Said Yes, about building confidence when it's lost, and overcoming challenges and obstacles. And I was competing against TED Talk speakers and professional speakers, and I won, which is crazy, but so amazing.
Wow.
And what has happened since then, I've written a book, a little bit biographical, a little bit self-help. It's called Crash and Rise: Diaries of the Unbalanced Paddleboarder, because I lost my sense of balance. And I speak at businesses and conferences and schools, and although I'm not professionally paddleboarding anymore, it opened windows. That speech went viral on several platforms like Chicken Soup for the Soul, and Jay Shetty and Power of Positivity, and it gained millions of views. And I got to hear from people all around the world, not just people with Ramsey Hunt syndrome like myself, but people who have multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's, or dealing with a relative who might have cancer. And getting to hear from them, and hearing what that has done. It's been amazing. Really, really incredible journey.
Wow, let me ask you one. Just I don't know if you know the answer to this. It's sort of a medical thing, because I've been debating getting the shingles vaccination, and the only probably reason I've been debating it is because it's very expensive, at least to get that vaccination. And so I'm saying, but then someone told me who had shingles said, get the vaccination, uh, no matter how much it costs.
It's
It's not
excruciating.
a happy illness, is it?
No, it's so, the amount of, it's hard to put a pinpoint on pain level, because everybody's pain tolerance is different.
Right.
But when Tony Horton, who's really, really tough guy, says it's as painful as having both of your kneecaps blown out at the same time,
Right. Right.
it's excruciating pain. Like, I would not wish this on anybody. So no, it took a long time. I had to retrain my brain how to walk walk properly again.
Well,
I still, when I move my head from side to side, I still get dizzy now. But I'm not in the dark place that I was. And I'm grateful that, um, you know, I said yes, and that led to my next yes, and my next one, and my next one, and here we are today.
and the future is speaking engagements and sharing your inspirational, positive, life affirming story with others.
Yeah. So no, it's amazing. This year, I'm the 2021 International Stand-Up Paddleboarding Man of the Year. I won the award last fall, out of all the world champions and Pan Am Games winners and national champions, and I won it because of what my speech did. Um, so, I've got that. I've just been nominated to be inducted in the Canadian Disability Hall of Fame this year, which is really amazing, really, really nice. And yeah, no, it's great. Speaking at schools and businesses, I just did a conference where I spoke with the this year's first ever Time Magazine Kid of the Year, Gitanjali Rao. We headlined a conference for International Women's Day at the end in March. So yeah, so I'm just speaking engagements and book stuff with Crash and Rise, and it's all very exciting, completely different than what I saw myself do. I thought I was going to be a paddleboarding coach. I didn't know this was gonna.
This is
Yeah, you
marvelous.
never know.
Yeah, no, you never know what it'll be if you're open and if you don't give up and you stay in the game. A lot of people now with this pandemic, they're going to have repercussions of having it. And sadly, some aren't going to make it through it even. This is a serious time for people to evaluate their lives. And I think that many people are. They're, seeing where they are. Do they want to be where they are? Both where they're living or, not that you can make many moves right now. But I think there'll be a lot of internal growth with a lot of people. So some people, it happens in your case as a result of let's call it an accident, unexpected scenario, right? And it sort of changed your life. Others, it's not that way, but you're doing great.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. I think it's it's a book of hope, a story of hope. Answers when a lot of people are really struggling, and no, it's a very strange time that we're all in. And I hear this often, that we are all in different boats. We're all in the same storm, but in different boats. And I was a little bit worried with releasing this during the pandemic, but actually it's a great time to do it, because I think it's a time when people, it's just good timing with what's going on.
It's great timing. Last question, and our audience knows how involved we've been with water, the subject of water, and everything. You're speaking about. We've covered a gentleman who went around the world for 1,152 days in a boat, 70-foot schooner, Reed Stowe. And it's this wonderful kinds of integrity of pursuit. A lot of good stuff here. Let me ask one last question. We could talk a bit, and we just produced a show with Toronto group for Earth Day. Yeah, I have a lot of friends up that way. my last question, because we do the World Peace Day concerts here in New York and around the world, and I ask people, what is peace for them? So if you wouldn't mind, what is peace for you, Mike?
What's peace for them?
For you?
Peace for me is peace for me is knowing, feeling like I can. Peace for me is feeling totally confident, at ease, without anxiety, around with my surroundings, whether that's with people or the environment or wherever I am. And I hope that, you know, wherever I go, you know, everybody else feels the same. And yeah, no, I hope that we are on the road to something something great on the other side of this, you know, this thing that we're all in right now.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for taking some time talking to us. Congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Paul. Have a great day.
You too.